This is the video 3.1 for the Blender course on Blender 2.80. And this one handles meshes. Meshes are basically all you can have in a 3D program. And it's very simple to understand what they actually are. I'll just do a quick cursor to world origin and selection to cursor snap so that we have the object here in the center of the universe. If you have an object like this, all you have are 8 vertices, which are these corner points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 in the back. You have 12 edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, all of these edges, and then you have 6 faces, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And all of these have just 2 dimensions. You do not have a cube in 3 dimensions as such. When you go out of edit mode, then you have an object, and that object has 3 dimensions. But all of these faces are 2-dimensional. They have width and they have breadth, but they do not have thickness. I'll show you what I mean. If I delete only the face, you will see that the cube is empty. It doesn't have anything in it, but also all of these faces are very thin. Actually, they are. They don't have thickness at all. They only have width and height. And I can also lose just one vertex. If I go into vertex selection mode, these buttons here are very important. Vertex select, edge select, and face select. So if I take out that one vertex, what will happen? Delete vertices. It will basically explode the cube because all of these faces and all of these edges were connected to that vertex. So you cannot take out a vertex without affecting the edges that are depending on it. If I were to delete an edge, I go into edge select mode and I delete this edge. Like so. Now you can see what I'm doing. I will lose 2 faces, and that's because this edge was connecting this face to this face. And if I go and I delete, I select the face, and then I say X for delete, and I say faces, all that happens is that the face goes away, but the edges are still here. So there's a big difference between selecting a vertex and deleting it, and selecting an edge and deleting it, and deleting a face. If I want to have a face back in here, I can select one edge and shift select the second edge and hit the F key for face, and that adds a face for me. This is easy, but if I lose an edge, like so, X and delete edge, getting something here means that I have to select the 2 vertices, this vertex and this vertex, and then use the F key to add an edge. So you can barely see the edge, but there is an edge now. It's here. So to redo what I already deleted, I have to select this edge and that edge, add a face, select this edge and this edge, and add a face. Now, of course, when you are, most of the time that you want to do things is that you want to edit single vertices, for example. You want to move them on the x-axis, for example. And you may want to move this on the z-axis, like so. This object looks like, well, not very useful, but it's an object anyway. You also want to select edges and rotate them and move them. So this is the basic workflow that we do in Blender. We just take stuff and move them around and figure out what we want to do with them. You can also quite easily make, like take out the face in here, X and faces. Then in the edge mode, select the edges, extrude and scale, extrude, extrude and scale, extrude, and add the face, and now the object looks completely different. So in essence, all you have are vertices and edges and faces. And to make an object look real, you have to add materials to these faces. You can't add materials to edges or vertices because they don't have any surface area. So you can only add stuff to edges, to faces. And that will then give you objects that actually look like something. You can add a base color for this object, for example. And now it's blue. Or you can add another color, add another material. This is blue, and this is red. Make that base color something different. Go into edit mode, select one face, select the red and say aside, and now the object has blue faces except one red face. But to do this, you must have faces, and faces have to be made by connecting vertices together with edges.